Today we're going to be talking about writing linear equations. And I've kind of already talked about this form of a line, y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept when we graph our line. So this should look super familiar. I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time on it. Write the equation in slope-intercept form for that line. Okay, so what we have here is we have to figure out a point that's on the line, and we need to figure out the slope, because that's all you need to write the equation of a line. So we actually have 2 points on that line. One of the points is 2, 3. The other point is -1, 4. So let's find our slope by using our slope formula. 4 minus 3, subtracting the y's, over, now I have to start with -1 minus 2. So 4 minus 3, that's 1, over a -3, so our slope is -1/3. Now plug in to y equals mx plus b. So pick one of the 2 points. Looking at those 2 points, I'm going to pick the second one just because the x-coordinate is 1. It's technically -1. So y is equal to 4. M is -1/3. The x is -1 plus b. So y of 4 equals 1/3 plus b. Solving for b, we get 4 minus 1/3. Well, 4 is 12/3 minus 1/3. That's 11/3 equals b. So notice how I'm leaving it as an improper fraction. So our equation in slope-intercept form is y equals -1/3 x plus 11/3. Another way to write an equation of a line is to use the point slope formula, where x1 and y1 are any points on the line. So these are any points on the line. And m is our slope. Now I just want you to think about what we used for slope. Remember, for slope we said it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. How we get our point slope formula is if I multiply both sides of the equation by what's in the denominator, we get our version of our point slope. We have the numerator, y2 minus y1 equals our slope m times x2 minus x1. Now, what you have to remember, though, is we're talking about any general equation of the line. So any general equation has a general point x and y. So that's why we use this equation. And I go through this just because future math teachers might use this equation. I don't care which way you do the problem, as long as you get it right. Okay, so write the equation of the line that has a slope of -3/5 and passes through the point 5, -2. I'm going to do it both ways, showing you guys that you get the same thing both ways. I don't care which way you do it. So, to write the equation of the line, we have our slope and we have our point. Remember, that's an x and a y. So our y in slope-intercept form is -2. Our slope is -3/5. 3/5. Our x is 5, and we need to solve for b. So we get -2 is equal to -3 plus b. b is equal to 1. So the equation of our line is y equals -3/5 x plus 1. Now in point slope form, this is x1, y1. So it's just a matter of plugging in. So y minus a -2 is equal to our m, which was -3/5, x minus x1, which was 5. Distribute your -3/5. Bring the 2 over. So we get the same thing either way. Again, I don't care which way you do. This one you guys are probably most familiar with, so that's the one I'm going to be using a lot, the slope-intercept form. Okay, what is an equation of a line through those 2 points? So again, we need to find our slope. To find our slope, we do 7 minus a -3 all over. I started with the 7, so I have to go -3 minus 2. So our slope is -2. Now I'm going to do the y equals mx plus b form, because that's the one that you guys have seen most often. Pick one of those 2 points like I did in the first example. It doesn't matter which one of those 2 that you pick. I'm going to pick the first point. So I have -3 as my y coordinate. Our slope is -2. The x coordinate is 2 plus b. So b in this case is equal to 1. So the equation of our line is y equals, our slope we found was -2x plus 1. Parallel and perpendicular lines. 2 lines are parallel if they have the same slope. Okay, so that meaning they're going up at the same rate, they're never going to intersect. 2 non-vertical lines are perpendicular if the product of their slopes is -1. Or I like to think about it as they are opposite, which meaning one's positive, one's negative, reciprocals. So if my slope of one of my lines is 3, the perpendicular line is going to be -1/3. One's positive, one's negative, and they're reciprocals of each other. Now keep in mind, vertical lines and horizontal lines are perpendicular. So if I have a vertical line and a horizontal line, those 2 lines are going to be perpendicular. And then any 2 vertical lines are going to be parallel. And technically any 2 horizontal lines are also perpendicular. Our next example. We're writing an equation in slope-intercept form for a line that passes through our point 3, -2, and is perpendicular to the line whose equation is y equals -5x plus 1. So our perpendicular slope is equal to, so it's the opposite sign, so it's a positive 1/5 because it's the reciprocal. And then we have the point 3, -2, where this is x and this is y. Okay, so what we're going to do from here is I'm going to use y equals mx plus b. Y is equal to -2. M is 1/5. X is 3 plus b. So simplifying, we have, so b is equal to -2 minus 3/5. Well, -2 is -10/5 minus 3/5. So that is going to simplify to -13/5. So y equals our new slope. Use your new slope. So that's the equation of our perpendicular line. Now write the equation of the line parallel to y equals -5x plus 1. That goes to that point. So now parallel, we have our same slope. So that's going to be our slope, and we have our x and our y coordinate. So again, I'm going to be plugging into y equals mx plus b. Y is -2, m is -5, x is 3, plus b. So I have -2 is equal to -15 plus b. B is going to be equal to 13. So the equation of our line, y equals -5x, same slope since they're parallel, plus 13. There are your lesson questions. Please make sure the lesson questions and your lesson summary is submitted on time.